All right, so we pretty much all seen what happened to Charlie Kirk. First of all, RIP to him. Basically, he's a guy that debated college students or just debated people in general, and he was a part of like the Republican Party and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and he got popular because of some of his like debate points or like some of his talking points, and it was mainly on the controversial side. Like I have some of his quotes pulled up here. It says that at an event in 2023, Kirk said he thinks gun deaths are worth it to have the Second Amendment. And, with all the gun violence and stuff like that happening in America and, school shootings, I think we definitely do need gun control. And the way he went out by getting sniped, I feel like if we did have gun control, he would practically still be alive because he wouldn't get sniped. Like, because let's say if we did have gun control, and let's say we was like the UK, right? If someone wanted him dead right then and there, they would have to run up with a sword and try to do it to him pretty much in front of everybody, in front of hundreds of people with a sword. And we all know you're not finna just run up on somebody with a sword and think that you just finna start stabbing the guy and everyone's just gonna sit there. So that's what I'm saying. Like gun control is definitely needed, and because it will prevent stuff like this from happening. And again, what civilian needs a sniper rifle for? What regular human needs a sniper rifle for? Unless if your ops are the Decepticons or the motherfucking people from Marvels, then you shouldn't have no motherfucking sniper rifle, bro. At most, I think the only guns that should be in civilians' hands is just pistols. They should only have pistols and a shotgun for your home. That's it. AR-15s, no. This is not Call of Duty. You do not. What civilian needs an AR-15? What civilian needs an AK-47? No civilian needs that at all. Like I said, if you're not ops with Decepticons or the motherfuckers from Marvel, you don't need those. You don't need those weapons, bro. When I think of gun control, I just think of they're taking away weapons that are like civilians that shouldn't have. Like civilians should not have a sniper rifle. Civilians shouldn't have assault rifles. Basically, civilians should not have Call of Duty loadout weapons just to have. And here's some of his other quotes. Hold on, this stupid page is tweaking. See, he said something crazy here. He said black people were better in the 1940s under Jim Crow laws. I don't know why he would say some shit like that. And he also said he doesn't like the word empathy. And that's why I'm kind of like split. Like, I don't know if I should show empathy because he said he don't like the word empathy. Or he doesn't like the concept of it. But my opinions on Charlie Kirk, I think, I feel like some of the shit he was saying, he didn't really, he said it for like shock value. I don't think he really, some of the shit I do believe that he believes in, but other things I'm like, yeah, he just said that to get shock value so people can like pay attention to him. That's how you go viral on social media anyway. You just do some shocking shit, you say some some crazy shit, do something crazy, and now you're viral. That's how a lot of people try to go viral. They just, do shit for shock value and stuff like that. Then he also said here, he said he thinks certain children or kids that reach a certain age, they should watch public executions. He said that because he thinks showing kids public executions, it would not make kids commit crimes. And I'm like, I don't think it would. Because, I mean, if we're hearing prison stories about people getting touched up in prison, that alone should make any person scared to go to jail, bro, or go to prison. But people still commit crimes. People still do what they do. So I don't think they would really give a fuck if they watch a public execution. It's like, oh, okay, cool. They wouldn't really care If the prison stories of them getting touched up in prison didn't scare him, then yeah, nothing would scare him. I feel like getting touched up like that is worse than death. It's worse than death. In my humble opinion, it's worse than death. Um, but yeah, how I look at it, the whole situation obviously is fucked up. I don't think the man deserved to be sniped on camera like that for the whole world to see. And you can see the shooting on it's pretty much everywhere, Instagram, Twitter. Um, it's kind of hard to like say some of these things because like I don't want to speak bad about the guy, but at the same time I don't want to talk about him like he was like, you know, like just a pure saint and did things by the book, because some of the stuff he was saying, you could raise an eyebrow and be like, man, this dude is, he spreads hate and stuff like that. But then you can look at it from another perspective and just be like, he just has his own opinions and stuff like that. But it's really weird because Donald Trump, when he gave a speech about his passing, Donald Trump had zero emotion. Like he talked, how some people, they talk about certain things that bothers them, and it kind of, you can tell it hurts for them to talk about it. They kind of talk slow. They do a lot of pausing. You know what I'm saying? They trying to not cry on camera. This dude Donald Trump talked like he just talked like it was a normal day. Other people that kind of knew him was crying and stuff like that, and people that did know him was crying. Donald Trump was just like, it was sad that he got killed, and we will find this. It's like, yeah, we will find the guy that did it, and yeah, and he just, you look at his face and the way he was talking, and didn't even feel like he even really gave a fuck. It was very just like, again, he talked about it like how he normally talks. It didn't look like it bothered him at all. It just seemed like, oh, and damn, it's fucked up, and he looked like someone wrote a script for him to speak. You see what I'm saying?
And it's crazy they're trying to turn his death into something political, saying that the Democrats hired a hitman to take him out, which I think is cap. That's a problem with all our parties. They fight too much. They should just come together, reduce taxes, find good paying jobs to make homes affordable again. That's the only thing we care about. All this bullshit fighting, it's not for the American people, man. They just doing it because they want power and money at this point.
But on a deeper note, though, I've seen a lot of crazy shit too on the situation about this. I see people laughing. I see people, sending their condolences and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't think none of this shit is funny. It's kind of fucked up because, again, he was sniped in front of his children and his wife, and a bunch of people that probably never seen someone get shot before, just to see the way he got hit and the way it was. You see what I'm saying? And that, I feel bad for the wife because her husband, that's her last memory of her husband, of him basically dying with, blood coming out his neck and stuff like that. But I get, some people didn't fuck with him because of his takes. How I look at it, I just think he said some of the shit he said for shock value, so people can pay attention to him and watch, his debates and stuff like that. Basically, shock value. My brain is kind of foggy right now, I ain't gonna lie. People pulling up the clips of him saying, the gun control, or, the Second Amendment, gun deaths are needed for the Second Amendment. And speaking of that, I think he said that quote because I think he didn't think he was going to be a victim of gun violence. Because come on, like, let's look at his life. I'm pretty sure he lived a peaceful life. He lived like a very peaceful life. He never had loved ones get shot at. He never been shot up until, his first time getting shot at. He never had a loved one pass away from gun violence. I feel like he just lived a very nice life. and he didn't think he would be a victim of it. And then also, we're all talking about, Charlie Kirk, but we got to also send our condolences to the school shooting that happened, I believe in Colorado it was. Like, no one's talking about it at all. So we got to send our condolences to them too, you know what I'm saying? Like, two bad things happened in the same day. And if this is not a wake up call for some kind of gun control, I don't know what the fuck is. You know? But all I gotta say is, don't be spreading hate out there, because hate, you can spread, like, let's say you know what I'm saying, you talking shit or whatever, you trolling or you just being a dick, right? That shit comes back to get you, bro. It does. So you don't even have to get shot at or a motherfucker trying to kill you. It could just, you can, you know what I'm saying, let's say you internet trolling or you just being a dick to everybody, right? You being a dick, you can get your information docs, like, people can, like, you know what I'm saying, it comes around, bro. I ain't saying you gotta be, Mr. I love everybody, I think everyone is beautiful. You don't have to act like that at all. But just don't be on no, like, spreading hate shit, because that shit would come back like a motherfucker, boy. That shit comes back like a boomerang. It comes back like a boomerang, bro. Another thing too, that saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't do shit. Nah, words can get your ass killed. It don't even have to be, that can literally be anything, bro. At this point, you can get smoked for any motherfucking thing, bro. You could be debating basketball, you could be like, man, I don't think LeBron's that good. And someone that's so passionate about LeBron, he would get so in his feelings, he might fuck around and smoke your dumb ass. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I ain't going, like, if you do debate people, if you notice, like, people are getting too emotional, just nod your head and be like, yeah, man, I see your point, and then just end it right there. Just end it right then and there. Let them keep ranting, let them keep yapping, because if they getting too passionate, yeah, they will fight you, they'll stab you, and they might shoot your bitch ass. They might do it to you. Because words, I'm telling you, boy, like, words can get you killed, bro. How many times we heard rappers dissing somebody, they dissing, or they saying they smoking their dead homies just for that person just to get killed. Because they said because they was dissing and saying they was smoking their dead homies, and now that person is dead for saying that. Yeah, words can get you killed, bro. That's an outdated term. Sticks and stones will break your bones. Nah, words can fill you up with bullet holes. Literally. Just like how Charlie Kirk got taken out. Like, his words, some of his takes got him ultimately killed. He was doing, like I said, who knows? He might have believed every fucking thing he said, even the dumb shit saying black people are better off with being under laws of Jim Crow that was meant to suppress people. Why would you even say that? Why? That's why I feel. That's why people is. I can see why people was making fun of him. Again, I don't make fun of dead people, bro. I don't want that kind of energy on my name, man. I don't want that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe what comes around goes around. Like I said, that shit comes back like a motherfucking boomerang. That's why it says, to live your best life, to increase your survivability, just mind your business. Mind your business, be cool, and don't be trying to overstep. Just be cool, be smooth, and you might live a long life. A keyword, you might. The world is so fucked up. You could be buying groceries and a crazy nigga can come running. And since there's no gun control, he might shoot up motherfucking Walmart. He just trying to buy a loaf of bread. So, yeah, but like I said, RIP to that man. I don't want no bad and ill. I have no bad energy towards that dude. I didn't agree with every single take he said. And honestly, I did watch some of his debates. And when motherfuckers did kind of like prove their point, he wasn't too, mean about it. You know, he would like be like, okay, yeah, you got me there. So yeah, you know, he's going viral for like all the crazy shit he said. But before I wanted to speak on dude and stuff like that, I had to do a little research first. So like, that's why I think he said the shit he said for shock value. But yeah, we definitely need gun control. Um, and yeah, it's a fucked up world out there. That's why I always say to people, you know, it's a cold world out there, but we just gotta learn how to brace in it. Zip your hoodie up, put your jacket, you put the, you know what I'm saying, put that hoodie over your head and just learn how to brace in the cold world. But yeah, that's all I pretty much have to say for this video. So catch y'all around.